There are two types of agents in all markets. The agents who take some listings sometimes and the agents who take a lot of listings all the time. Today, I want to talk to the agent who is not taking a lot of listings but wants to take more listings. And that agent most likely thinks that in order for them to get more listings, they need to first get more leads. And I'm here to tell you today that you don't need more leads to get more listings. What you need is a better listing presentation that converts more of the leads that you currently have right now. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through this framework that our listing on demand clients are using on a daily basis to convert over 80% of the listing appointments they go on. In this framework, there are 4 steps, and this is the framework for what needs to take place prior to you going on that listing appointment. And here's what I like to call this framework: the CBZ DEAL Framework. D.E.A.L. Every single one of those letters represents a specific something that you got to do before the appointment to set yourself up to be able to convert the appointment. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to pause the video real quick, grab a pen, and take some notes so you too can begin to take more listings in less time. The D in the DEAL framework stands for Diagnose the Seller. The more you know about the seller, the more likely you are to connect at the listing presentation and position yourself as the expert to take the listing. In the world of real estate, and maybe your manager or broker or somebody else online would say pre-qualify. Average people pre-qualify for like motivation, what numbers do they want, etc. We gotta take this to a whole new level. It's 2026. That is not enough. What you need to do is you need to diagnose specifically for, number 1, what do they want? Why do they want it? What will happen when they get it? What will happen if they can't get it? Number 2, what do they need? Specifically, why do they need it? What will happen when they get it? And what will happen if they can't get it? Number 3, time frame. What is their time frame? Number 4, ability. We're talking about the finances. Number 5, decision-making process. And number 6, problems to solve. And that is a lot to diagnose for prior to getting on a listing appointment. And as much as that is, that alone will increase your odds of converting the listing appointment. But see, that's still not enough. Remember, I told you, we have clients who are converting 80-90% of the listing appointments that they are going on. And it's because they're not stopping where the average person stops. We're going as far and as deep as we possibly can. Before you go on that listing appointment, I want you to also discover, how do they think? Do they think in pictures? Do they think in sounds? Do they think in emotions? And I'm telling you, this is the step that you cannot skip. Why? Because if I am going on a listing appointment and I know that this seller that I'm meeting with is a person that is visual, guess what? I need to take visuals with me to that listing appointment, because that's how they are going to be able to process the information. That's how they're going to understand the information. Now, if I am going to an auditory person, a person that just depends on hearing, or a kinesthetic person that depends on the emotions, and I'm showing them pictures, they don't want to see pictures. They want to feel something. And or because they're a feely person, and if I want to show them pictures, then I want to show them pictures that make them feel a specific something. What else? We're diagnosing for how they make decisions. Like we've already figured out, how do they process the information? Now we need to get into, how do they make decisions? Is it going to be a decision that's based on them trying to get away from a painful situation? Or is this based on them trying to get to a pleasurable experience? See, the more that you know, the more prepared you are for the listing presentation. We're still on D. This is going to be a longer video. This is going to be a video that you want to watch more than one time. This is going to be a video that you absolutely want to transcribe. This is going to be the video that within 30 days from now, you're going to come back to and say, Chadi, this is the video that's helping me convert more of the listing appointments I go on. So there's more to the D. The next thing I want you to do is while you're on the phone with them and setting that appointment, I want you to ask them this question. Mr. Seller, tell me specifically what is it that you are looking for in a real estate professional like me? I'm going to repeat that one more time. Mr. Seller, tell me specifically what is it that you are looking for in a real estate professional like me. And I want you to practice and say it exactly the way that I am saying it right now. Because there's already magic words in here. There's something called an embedded command, which is a very advanced NLP strategy that most people are unaware of. As a matter of fact, I want you to pause the video right now. I want you to rewind back a minute, and I want you to listen to both times how I said, ask that question. Go ahead and do that right now. And when you do that and come back to the video, I want you to comment below, what was the embedded command? So that's a very important question. Why is that so critically important? Because now here's what the seller is going to do. The seller is going to say, Chadi, I am looking for someone who has A or can deliver B or C. They're going to give you like 3 things, and I want you to get them to say 3 things. So for example, a seller might say, well, I'm looking for someone that has some modern marketing strategies, or I'm looking for a seller that has strong negotiation skills, or I'm looking for someone that is, part of a team, has a team, or someone who's local, etc. They're telling you exactly what they're looking for. We are gathering this information, so what they are looking for becomes what shows up to the listing appointment. And that should be your first big aha moment from watching this video right now. Remember, I said there are agents converting 80 to 90% of the listing appointments they go on. These are the agents that have already identified the person they're meeting with. They've identified what do they want to see, what do they want to hear, and what do they want to feel. So when they attend the listing appointment, they show them what they said they wanted to see. They tell them what they said they wanted to hear, and they make them feel what they said they wanted to feel. When you're able to do just that, forget about the rest of anything and everything that I'm going to talk to you about in this video. If you're able to just master this one point and this one point alone, you will show up to the listing appointment and the sellers will say, yeah, this is everything I've been wanting. I can't believe I've met you. Let's get the paperwork started. That's always been my experience, the experience of my clients, and that's the experience that I want for you. That was the D in the DEAL framework. Now, let's talk about the E. So D-E. E stands for expectations. So this is where we set the expectations. And there are a lot of agents that are going on a lot of appointments without setting the expectation. And that expectation is, I am coming over to show you everything that I possibly can do to help you sell your home for more money than any other person in the marketplace, faster than any other person in the marketplace, with less stress than anyone else in the marketplace. You need to set that expectation. You set the expectation that you are the expert, and you're not there to just walk through the property, and you're not there just to have a conversation with them. You're there to identify if you can absolutely help them create the results that they want to create and see if they are a fit to work with you. So how do we do that? We do that in the form of a question. So if you're writing down just one question right now to really identify that they have to make a decision right there and then, here's the question. Mr. Seller, during our meeting, I am going to do my darnest best to show you beyond the shadow of a doubt that who I am is the person that can sell your home for the most amount of money in the least amount of time with absolutely zero to little hassles, if any. And if I'm able to demonstrate that to you when we meet, will you be in a position to put me to work right away? What am I doing here? Like literally, what am I doing here? I'm setting the expectation that I am coming to, number one, demonstrate that I can freaking damn get the job done. And number two, I'm saying if I can demonstrate that beyond a shadow of a doubt, will you be in a position to put me to work right away? Do you see what's happening here? Now, I know some of you guys are going to be too afraid to ask that question. You're going to be afraid to ask that question because it's possible that the seller might say, well, hey, I don't want to sign anything. In your mind right now, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, I worked so hard to get the appointment. I don't want to lose it before I even have a shot at it. I get that. And that right there is the point that I'm trying to make. You need to do all this work so you don't have that fear, so you don't have that doubt. So you can get to a place that even if the seller did cancel the appointment right there and then, you just say, it is what it is. They weren't going to do anything with me anyways. I just saved myself an hour of having to prepare for this appointment. I just saved myself an hour of having to drive there and back. You're okay with it because you have what it takes to find another seller. Now, why are we okay with it and how are we okay with it? Very simple. Because we already know that there's a great possibility that this seller will say, well, I'm not going to sign anything. If you don't know what to say, you're going to freak out. If you know what to say, you're going to get excited because you're going to get them to say, okay, here's the way I would do it. Because the seller totally understand that, you don't want to sign anything. I mean, you haven't even met me and you don't even know if I can do these things that I'm saying over the phone that I can do or not. It's just that if beyond a shadow of a doubt, you feel like I can do all these things for you, and only if you're 100% certain that I can get these things done for you, will you at least then be in a position to consider putting me to work right away? You see what I just did? This time, 9 out of 10 people will say yes. 1 out of 10 people will say, no way, Jose, I am not signing anything. And now you got to make a decision whether you still want to go on the appointment or not. Me personally, I know I can set an appointment every single day. I don't need any one appointment. Therefore, I will not go on that appointment. Now, if you are someone who's operating a business right now and you're closing like literally less than 2-3 deals a month, then yeah, you should go on that appointment anyways. But if you're someone that's already closing, 2-3 deals a month and you want to be doing 4-5 deals a month or more, then you need to have that very strict standard. So look, we've already done the D, now we've done the E, now comes the A in the DEAL framework, and that is to assign homework. Assign homework for the seller. Yes, give them homework. I mean, you're going to do a lot of homework. Your homework is about the neighborhood. Your homework is about the seller. Your homework is about the comps. You got a lot of homework that you got to do before you go to the appointment. Let's give them homework. So look how simple it is. What kind of homework am I going to give them? Well, the homework is very simple. Mr. Seller, one of the things that I'm going to do as soon as we get off the phone is I'm going to send you an email. And in the email, there are going to be, and this is where you modify the email because you can do one of two things. So we'll do version 1 and version 2. In the email, you're going to find what we call a pre-listing package. I would love for you to take 10 to 15 minutes to preview this entire listing package, which is going to give you all the information that you need prior to me coming over so you can decide whether you want to keep the appointment or not. And after you review the pre-listing package, I want you to hit the reply button in that email me back and let me know that you reviewed it and put in that reply any questions you have based on what it is that you saw. Option number 2 is you can turn that PDF into videos and you can send it to them that way. Either way, it's fine. That pre-listing package is designed to, number 1, position you as the expert in the marketplace. It's designed to sell them on you before you even get there because you're going to put your testimonials in there. It's designed to let them know that you have the absolute best marketing because it's in there. And there's one more thing that we put in our pre-listing package. Most people don't do it. It's designed to set up any other agent that they are going to be interviewing to fail the interview. It's designed to eliminate our competition before we ever show up. And the way that we do that inside our pre-listing package, what we do is we say, here are the 10 questions you need to ask the next agent you interview. Now, we've come up with the questions, and they are questions that the average agent in any marketplace cannot answer. If a seller asks you a question and you can't answer that question, then guess what happens? Their confidence in you goes down. They're not going to work with you, and they're going to tell you, I need to think about it, or I need to interview other agents, etc. So that is the A in the DEAL framework. Now, the L is next, and this one is a critically important one. As a matter of fact, look how excited I'm getting. The L is the one I'm most excited about more than anything else. The L is what I'm most excited about. So the L stands for lock in state. Here's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you getting in the zone. I'm talking about you getting yourself in a state of flow. I'm talking about you getting yourself into a state of, confidence. Because when you show up to that listing appointment, anything and everything that's going to happen on that listing appointment is going to be a transfer of energy. If you show up as your best you, that means they are going to get the best you. If you show up lacking confidence, then they're going to get the version of you that lacks confidence, and then they're not going to have any confidence in wanting to move forward and work with you. So here's what I want you to do. You're going to get in your car on the drive to the appointment. You're going to do one of two things. No order of importance. Number one, you're either going to be talking to someone on the phone that makes you feel good on the way to the appointment, and or you're going to be listening to some kind of music that you've identified for yourself, that when you listen to this kind of music, your heart starts like feeling the adrenaline and all that, good, crazy stuff. What you're going to do is you're going to arrive to that property, 10 to 15 minutes early. 15 minutes early, would be ideal. You're going to park your car right around the block. You're going to sit down. You're going to close your eyes, and you're going to walk yourself through a, mental rehearsal, a mental visualization. What I would do is I would close my eyes. I would visualize myself getting out of the car. I'd visualize myself walking to the door. I'd visualize myself knocking on the door. I'd visualize myself them opening the door, and they're happy and they greet me very well. They tell me to come inside. I see myself going inside. There's a beautiful scent inside. The house is spick and span clean, etc. I see myself touring the property with them, asking them questions and connecting with them, and we're all getting along, and it already appears just in walking through the property, touring the property, that we are going to be working with each other. I visualize us sitting on the kitchen table. I visualize me walking them through my marketing plan of action, walking them through my CMA, and they're nodding their head and they're engaging and we're in agreement and all that good stuff. And then I visualize, myself, asking them how they feel about the possibility of working with me. And then they say, Chadi, we like you. We want to work with you. I visualize them signing the agreement. I visualize them walking me to the door. I visualize myself walking to the car. I visualize myself calling my homies, my top producing homies, telling them I just took another listing. So look, the sale's got to take place here before it can take place there. And this is not like see it, believe it, and then it magically appears. What we're talking about is you're activating the better version of yourself to show up in a way that nobody else, none of your competitors are going to show up in that state. So by the time I knock on that door, I'm already their favorite. This is the DEAL framework. Next week, we will release framework number 2 to complete the entire listing presentation so you can become a top listing agent. So make sure you subscribe to the channel to be notified when next video comes out. And I want to know in the comments, let me know, do you want me to do more videos like this? I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.